All right, everybody out there, share this to your friends, family, anybody that wants to support these guys. Got 4 players left in this tournament. It's 525 and under here in Yakima, Washington at the Dutch. It's a place you want to play when you come this way. Got 5 diamonds. I'm going to be putting in a Predator table soon. See the banner on the back wall. A bunch of our sponsors, Budweiser. Obviously, this is EvoSports, Screen FX, Volution Fitness, ACH Hauling, PNW Design and Fab, and Gary Bradley Trucking. You'll see your whole list of our sponsors in the top left. Need a new banner made to add Gary Bradley to it. Appreciate everybody. These guys want to make sure and have all the support they can get. When they go back and watch the stream, they'll be able to see the chat. They'll see who was in there supporting them, and it means a lot. So make sure and share this and make your comments and tell people where you're from, who you're rooting for. It's going to get started in a second. David JENNE from Spokane, Washington versus Cody Wilson from Yakima. 4 players left. 2 are Spokane, 2 are Yakima. Half this field was Yakima. The other half was from out of town, whether it be Tri-Cities, Moses Lake, Spokane, kind of everywhere. Keith Tappe has the hot seat. He beat Jose Padilla for the hot seat just a few minutes ago, 7-5. Both these guys are coming off big Hill wins. David JENNE beat Nepi Passaporte from Spokane, Hill to get here just now. And Cody Wilson beat Jared Pickens from Spokane, Washington, Hill to get here. So should be a good match coming up. David was dressed to impress yesterday, and today looks like he's in his Sunday lazy football gear. So he'll probably be feeling pretty comfy out there. Just waiting. I know Cody had to move all his stuff over to this table. All the rest of the matches are going to be on this table. The winner of this will be playing Jose Padilla for third. The winner of that will go to the finals and have to double dip Keith Tappe. And before I finish saying that, I should probably look to make sure I'm not lying to you and that there's not a long race in the finals. Wonderful players. There is a winner take all side pot, $20 that 18 of the 24 players got into. This is all based off BCA rules. Really, the only difference from BCA is this is winner break. 9-ball breaks count, opponent rack, 3 foul is in effect, early 9s count, but winner break. I see a Let's Go Cody out there from Rodney. See who wins the leg, gets the first break and the last. It's Hill. Ooh, almost freezes it on there. So David wins the leg. Yeah, this is another match. What I was saying in the last one, I say in this one, I can watch this and commentate pretty unbiased because, a lot of you know I live in Spokane, from Yakima, work in Yakima during the week. Typically go back to Spokane on weekends. Had to stick around, do a little bit of work this weekend, and so I had to jump on, do some commentating and stuff. But I know both these guys. They're both good guys. Really nice, good sports. Should be a good match. Both deserving of it. So I just want to see a good match here. So David goes. So a lot of the people who've been breaking on this table have been just hammering the break. David broke a little softer, made sure he made his wing ball, got good separation on everything. But he looks like he put a little bit of draw accidentally on that and drew down a scratch. So Cody's going to come to the table with a pretty good opportunity here to start this match. I'd rather play the 2 into the corner, roll for the 3, um, mostly because don't want to run into that 6 ball. He didn't. Made a great shot. It's a big pocket, so it shouldn't be too much of a worry. But the last thing you want to do is start moving balls around into spots where you don't know what you're going to be getting out of it. I was just going to say, this is a spot where I'd rather move the 6. Yeah, he's cleaning up this rack pretty good. In a good spot to get out here. Shooting with a fast pace, um, but that's not uncommon for him. So playing good. Yeah, I kind of let up on that a little. He should be okay though. 9 is in such an easy spot. It's just a matter of making sure pocketing this 8. Yep. Good rack, good way to start the match. And it's winter break, so David clearly has a pretty good break. Everything, made a ball and everything opened up pretty good for him, but he just drew down a scratch. So we'll see how good Cody's break is here. You guys are failing me, by the way. Whoever was on the last stream, I said somebody needed to bring me some food and bring me a Grape Ghost energy drink, and nobody responded. I had to text somebody else and have it come in a different way. A non-pool player. You guys failed me. Let's see how he breaks. Well, he plays into it a little bit more like most people have been on this table and made a ball, but got some clusters here and can't see his object ball to start. So he's going to have to start with a push probably. I know this has been one of those tournaments for Cody where he's been battling through some stuff. He hasn't been playing much pool lately. I think he said it's been 9 or 10 months since he's really played. So this is his first tournament back to playing, and I'm sure he had to battle through some frustrations of not executing how he typically would like to or is used to. But obviously he's weathered the storm, coming out good. Yeah, I like him pushing. I think this is going to be a fairly easy safety here. As I say that, he let up on his stroke a little bit and ran into that 3. He wanted to draw just past the 3 to come down here, so he opened it up and left a chance here. But the 3-6 are in a funny spot, so see what he comes up with here. Yeah, good try. I like actually clipping the 3 and sending the cue ball in this direction more, um, or even just clipping it and coming off and sending it this direction. Just because it pushes the 3 to that side rail, and you got some balls you can get cover over here. It's not as touchy of a shot, but he didn't leave anything easy. David's going to have to put in some work here. Made a good shot. He just overhit it. Pulls out shorty. He has the extra benefit here of having an opportunity to carry him off and making this 9 if he gets a good hit. Yep, just like that. Hooked himself and then made a good shot. Got a little high five from Cody there. So, like I said, these guys are good sports, and anytime you see them get frustrated or get upset or anything, it's never with their opponents, always with themselves. So you're gonna see that most of this match. All right. So David had a good break. I'd like to see him stick with his break. I typically break a little harder than that. I'm not very good at striking the cue ball clean when I'm not hitting it harder on the break. Um, but he has a good break. He broke good, got a good layout, made a ball. He just needs to clean up his cue ball control, and he'll have a good go of it here. Yep, he broke a little harder that time than he did the last one. Got a little bit of clusters. Can't really see the one to pocket it. You see the side of it though, so he's going to try to come up with either a safety or a crossbank here. Definitely not a safety. Got the 2 rail bank speed in 9 ball. It's always in your favor. All right, he leaves Cody another chance here. As you see in the first rack, Cody is fully capable of working out a rack and getting out. So I'd like to see what he does here. You can try to float forward and then try to just roll the 3 in to play the 4 on the side over here, or you can leave himself some angle and draw off into the 6 ball to open up a better shot at the 4. And that's what he's got right here. That's what I'd like to see. Doesn't want to clip the 4. Yeah, he just missed the 3, forcing it. It's the right shot, though. He just needed to put a good stroke on it and did not want to hit the 4 ball. Want to draw off into the 6. Didn't leave David easy. Got to put a good shot here. Man, he made a really good shot, but that little extra rub off the 9. I'm not sure he can see the 4. Yeah, he can. But he hit it with his purse, folks. Came up short on the 6. Gonna have to come with another good shot. Played smart. I like it. Didn't get cover, but you don't have to. Playing safety is not always about getting him locked down on something. Just leaving your opponent tough. Distance, 9 ball with safeties, every bit of that's good. Yeah, Cody tried to get a good safety there and just come out a little too far. It's the right idea. Just overhit it. And I can tell you, just from playing at the Dutch, one disadvantage these guys have coming into this match on this table is because they've been playing on the other tables, and this table, I believe, is a little faster than most of the other tables. It's also a deep shelf. There's 5 tables in here. 2 of them are deep shelves. This is one of them. It was a pretty big mistake there by David. So unless Cody comes up short playing shape to the 8 ball here, he should be out here. Yeah, good shot. Yeah, David made a little mistake there. Fired at that ball, missed it, and scratched to make things worse. So giving Cody a chance. Yeah, Cody makes a good shot on the 9. So both these guys, David started his first round match out with a win 7-5 over Buddy Blackburn. And then he won his next match 7-6 over Buck Buchanan. And then he beat Trey Vineyard 7-3 to get to the final four on the A side, where he played Keith Tappe, who beat him 7-2. And Keith ended up going on to win the hot seat. And then on the B side, David's first match this morning was playing Neppy, and he ended up winning that 7-6. That's what got him here. And is that a dry break? Looks like it. Cody, on the other hand, he started his first match out against an opponent that was a no-show. And then he lost his very first match he played in against Jose Padilla, who just played for the hot seat and lost. He lost that match 7-5. And this is one of those matches where I know that Cody was getting frustrated himself, some of the rust and stuff that was setting in from not playing much, but battled through and ended up losing 7-5, which kind of gave him a little bit longer road on the B side. Oh, gets some love here. Missed the one and rolled safe. On the B side, he played Mel Felton, beat him 7-3. Then he played Buddy Blackburn, beat him 7-5. He beat Dustin Geffey 7-3. He beat Kevin Young 7-5. And then he just finished a Hill win over Jared Pickens to get himself here. So of everybody left in this tournament so far, Cody has definitely had the longest road. But he's still here battling. Yeah, David, that was a tough hit. It was going to be tough to get a hit on that ball. He got pretty fortunate there and locked you down pretty good. So can't let that one frustrate you. But Cody missed ball in hand here. Didn't leave David much, but he's got a chance at the table. All right, got quite a few people in the stream here. Let me know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for here. Got Cody Wilson from Yakima versus David Jenny from Spokane. It's a fourth place match in this 525 and under tournament. Rich Fears watching from the Dutch. He's also running this tournament. Hayden, Cody's son. Awesome. Watch the dad put in some work on a pool table. It's a good try. That's a tough shot. Leaving David a pretty good opportunity here. Just want to roll this in, roll past the 7, play the 7 inside. Shot. It's going to tie it up 2-2. Got another person rooting for Cody here. I know there's some people out there watching, rooting on David. His family's probably watching as well. So David's putting in some good work in this tournament here. Final Four pays top 6, so all these guys are in the money today. Another good break from David. I'm assuming he's putting draw on his breaks on purpose. I often do as well, instead of planting the cue ball in the center, because a lot of those crossing balls will hit the cue ball around, make it scratch sometimes. And he's very consistent with all of his breaks. He's been drawing the cue ball down off the end rail and back out almost every break. So I'm starting to think that he's just doing that purposely. And some people coming into the Dutch to root on Cody. Some of these shots David has missed have been shots where he's in a funny spot and then he kind of shoots it fast. I think he's just shooting him a little too fast, not giving him that, taking his time and giving it the respect it deserves. So getting some funky results there. Good shot. Cody was trying to come all the way back up table to play the 4 on the side, but that wasn't easy. It was a great shot. Put a good stroke on the ball. He just came up short. I'd like to see him play safe here. Get that cue ball between the 9 and the 6. Or 9 ball between the cue and the 6. Just like that. Great shot. Cody jumps pretty good. Watching his match last night against Kevin Young, it was the last match of the night to finish, and he was in a bad spot, and he'd hooked himself, and he grabbed his jump cue, and he did a long table jump bank on the 3 and got perfect to the 4. Ended up running out. It was a really nice shot, great out. And just as I'm bragging on his jumping, he clips the 9 there. So wasn't easy, but giving David ball in hand here. Great shot. Left himself tree topped, and man, those are not easy. But he didn't try to do too much. He just bared down and pocketed the ball, gave himself a chance here. I missed the 9. It was long. Definitely should have made that ball though. So giving Cody an opportunity here. This is not easy as well. He also needs to watch out for the 3 railer coming off this direction, bringing the cue ball down towards this pocket. Yeah, he hit it good. Good speed. Good shot, Cody. David missed an opportunity there to take the lead, and Cody took advantage. 3-2 Cody, race to 7. See how he breaks. You see you in here rooting on your hubby. That's awesome. He was seemed like he was in a pretty good mental space last night. It's really good to see. Seemed like he's doing pretty good, and it's coming across in the pool too. So really fun. I do hope though him doing well in this tournament is going to make him want to start playing more pool. So that's, that's going to come with this now. Dry breaks, but he leaves a cluster up on this end of the table. I think David can see the 1 to pocket it, but he's got a lot of work to try to get out in this rack. He's probably going to have to play a safety at some point. Now, is David going to fire into this and try to make the 9 over here in the bottom left, or try to break all that out? Man, I feel like he could have just fired that in, and that 9 had a chance. Yeah, I mean, missed the 9 there, but he left Cody tough. Shape's tough. Everything's kind of tough here. The only good thing that came of that shot is that he did not open the 5-9. Yeah, good shot. Getting down below the 7 here. Curious to see if he's just going to stop this ball and play a bank on the 5. I think that's all he's got here, other than a safety. He probably wanted to come up a little shorter, though, to make sure shape to the 6 would be easier. Maybe he's playing safe here, maybe. Yep. 5 goes in. Not sure he was playing that, but he'll take it. If he was playing that, it was a great shot. All right. David's got to slow down and take care of business here to get this tied 3. Yeah, David's gonna regret that one there. He needed to get out there. Just missed the 7. But again, leaving Cody tough. Cody's got to travel 3 to 4 rails around this table to get shape to the 8. He missed the 7, but he's going to come out. As he scratches, he's going to come out pretty good here. That's a containing safety, though. I mean, he wanted to get cover behind the 8, but he's still leaving Cody tough and shape's tough. Like, every bit of this is not easy. What's the entry fee into that tournament, Rich? Nice out, David. Tying it 3-3. That safety paid off. I mean, Cody had a ball he could pocket, but he's trying to make the ball. He's got a long, tough shot, and he's got to try to figure out to hold shape for the 8. So ended up earning you a game there. David crushes the break yet again, but he's tree topped shooting at this 2 ball. It's not going to be easy. Rich put in the chat, guys. Anybody that's in this Yakima area or can make it here tonight at 5 p.m. at the Dutch is a weekly 9-ball tournament. $12 buy-in. The Dutch typically does a full ad. Gets a decent turnout, usually decent pay. It's a pretty good tournament. Race to 5 usually, depending on the turnout. If it gets a ton of players, then you might reduce it down to a race to 4 or something like that. But it's usually race to 5 on both sides. Um, Alternate break 9-ball BCA. Not sure if 3 fouls in effect. I know he's been talking about implementing that a little bit more often, but it hasn't been. It's just been 9-ball breaks count, standard 9-ball, opponent rack, alternate break, except 3 fouls typically not in effect. Um, but if you're interested, get signed up. Starts right at 5. Everything he does pretty much starts right on time, so don't want to be late for it. Getting another opportunity here, but it's not the easiest of opening shots. These guys have done a really good job of when they miss pretty good. They're not really leaving their opponents a whole lot. Most of it's not on purpose, but that's the game. That's the game they're playing. 9-ball. It just happened. Yeah, he makes a good shot there and just comes off funny and scratches, giving David a pretty good chance here. Funny how a lot of these racks always come down to a funny shot here at the end. and it's always like a do or die shot. Smart tried to make that ball, but overcutting it like that left it in a pretty tough spot, fairly neutral. Cody's just going to have to cut this thin. Yeah, it's easy to over hit too much of that ball. Yeah, yet again, not leaving it easy. You should be able to play this in the bottom right and just float the cue ball center high and just let it float down. Shouldn't have to worry about scratching or anything, but you don't I don't he's gonna hit it with draw. I mean he can draw to this side of the side pocket, but yeah, good shot. When you're putting a draw stroke on the ball like that, it tightens that pocket. You have to hit it really, really clean. And he does, so good shot. Gonna take the lead for the first time in this match, 4-3. David again crushes the break, but that one ball goes into a funny spot. Yeah, man, a lot plays into that. I Consistency, Rodney, correct? That's huge. Um, Consistency is a big difference between every level. I mean, a 600 player is going to execute and be more consistent than a 500, just the same as a 700 is going to execute and be more consistent than a 600. Execution's huge. Lots of little things. I mean, pattern play, safety play, for instance, like that ball right there, instead of hitting, this right hand side of the one and sending it that way, I would have probably tried to bank the one this direction and had the cue ball come off down here, or even clip it and come off this direction. So the safeties, when to play the safe, which safeties to play. Pattern play is huge, not just an eight ball, but there's pattern play in nine ball too. Playing patterns that are going to give you an opportunity, the best opportunity to get out. Yeah, tries to get safe there. It's a good try. Didn't really leave David an easy shot here. That one, super tight to the side. Really fully understanding. He tried to combo that ball. Really fully and understanding how to maneuver the cue ball. Um, how to maneuver the cue ball, where, what English to use, when to use it. I mean, there's just so much that comes into play when you have, 100-point difference in players. And that can be said with every level from 400 to 500, 500 to 600, 600 to 700, and 700 to 800. Every bit of that plays a big role. I was surprised to see Cody Massey that instead of jumping it. He jumps good, and he's only jumping just the edge of the three. It's hard to play a Massey on a full table like that and play it with accuracy to be able to pocket that ball. He's gonna leave a shot here. Yeah, pattern plays big, Rich, for sure. That was one of the things that one of the players after a match last night, uh, we were going over one of the final outs that he had and just explaining him. He had a simple three ball out, but it became very difficult for him. He ended up getting funny on one ball, then funny on the next, and then the nine ball ultimately was a tougher shot than it needed to be. Made it, he got out, um, but it was just showing. We went over basically how he played the three ball pattern and how he made it so difficult, and it didn't need to be difficult. Um, but there's just some key things that he didn't think about, wasn't looking at, that if he would have and would have known and would have, looked at those things, it would have been a super easy. Every ball would have been an easy ball. But instead, the only ball that was easy was the first ball he shot with ball in hand. So pattern play makes a big difference. Right, Cody's going for this five. I think he has to. Great shot. What a great shot. Yeah, he's going to try to fight and stay in this match and not let David get a 2-game lead on him here. Yeah, he overhit that ball a little. Yeah, it's one of those shots where you brought that side pocket into play, but I mean, really looking at that, he could have played that so much softer because this nine ball is so easy to make from anywhere over here. But just rolling out of this window, coming just that extra foot, made this a missable ball. Looks like he's going to bank it. Oh, great speed. Drilled it. Nice shot, Cody. That was a great shot. Those got it out of line, but he didn't let it dwell on it, and he didn't let it cause a mistake in the next ball. He just bared down and pocketed that ball. It's a good shot. Doesn't surprise me. All these guys in this tournament, especially coming down the stretch here, they all play um, pretty similar speed. So every one of these matches have been close. Um, some of the guys that might have, might be a little bit better at executing and doing different things. Maybe the mental side of their game is a little weaker than it should be, and the guy that's not executing at as high a level is, you know, mentally a little stronger. So it kind of equalizes things out. Put some high on that ball. Has a little safety break, so he's going to be opening with a push here. I mean, what this is one of those spots where this is difficult. Pushing, I mean, you push to like this area here, let's say. I mean, he doesn't have a ton of options. He can try to just push past this 2 to here, but that one ball's pocketable from there. Um, Pushing to this end rail over here leaves his opponent only an option at playing safe. See here, so there's a thing that I remember hearing, and it was advice that Tyler Steyer gave Margaret at one of the big tournaments. I don't remember what tournament she was at, but she was playing Brian Parks, and they were hill, and she pushed into a shot where he could go offensive. Now, granted, these guys are at a different level. I mean, they're 740s, 750s, but she pushed into a spot where it was difficult, but he could go offensive. And he did. And he made the ball and ended up running out and beating her hill. And Tyler afterwards told her, uh, when you're pushing in 9 ball or 10 ball, don't ever push to where they have an offensive shot. If you're pushing, force them to have to play a safety against you. Now, like I said, I know this is a different level of players, but that's something that when I heard that, I literally, every time I'm pushing, that's 100% what I'm doing is I'm pushing to a spot where they don't have an offensive shot. Last thing I want to do is end my game or end my match on a push that backfires on me. I'd rather be kicking at a ball or jumping at a ball after they play safety than having my opponent run out. I think he can still see the 6 to play the combo. So came off a little funny off that draw, but he still got a chance here. I like how he's taking his time. That's one of the things some of these guys have been making mistakes on is they get in a funny spot and they're shooting too fast and making another mistake. Got pretty fortunate there. I mean, drilled it, got rewarded for making a great shot. Uh, but that could have definitely laid out a little funnier with the speed he hit that and how he hit that. So this is one of those when you get a fortunate clip or a fortunate roll like this, you want to bear down and take advantage of it. Yeah, it was one of the fastest shots he shot the whole rack. Giving CODY an opportunity here to take the lead. Gets pretty good. He was pretty sure he was playing shape over to this area to play the 9 in the side to a bigger, easier pocket. But either way, he got pretty perfect. Yeah, David's going to look back at that and be frustrated with that. He definitely should have been out there. It is what it is. Got to shake it off and move on. We got anybody else watching the stream in the chat rooting for David here? I see Brett's rooting for David, another Spokane player. Got a lot of people rooting for CODY here. This is in Yakima. CODY's from Yakima. And this Evo stream here is something a lot of people in this area have become accustomed to being able to watch. Um, we do a lot of Evo streamed matches, whether it be for tournaments or even some league play stuff and league tournaments or some BFS money matches that get put together. So a lot of people around here are used to being able to jump on Evo and watch these streams. good break. This transition's tough. That two ball, you got to get very specific for shape on that too. Yeah, see, it was tough. He got great to the two as well, but he had to force that one trying to get shape over there. Yeah, Lonnie Land in the chat. Another great player from Spokane. Caleb and Lexi are rooting on David. Pretty cool. Trust me, when these guys go back and watch these streams, which they will, they'll want to go and watch themselves on these streams and see how they did, see what they can do better. Um, they'll appreciate seeing that people were out there rooting for them. Great shot. Man, he was over. He overrolled that because he probably wasn't expecting that other ball to go, but he still got a chance here. Ah, man. So that's one of those. I'll tell you right now that he had a little bit of a thin cut. It is so much easier to let that cue ball put a little inside and let the cue ball just travel back and forth down table instead of trying to hit it soft to hold. It's so hard to strike the cue ball good, hitting it soft. You let table conditions come into play, chalk on the table, a little bit of a roll. I mean, anything can happen. So definitely want to put a good stroke on those and just let the cue ball come back and forth instead of holding shape. Looking to see if the six passes. He doesn't want to be forced into playing the combo unless he has to. It's fairly easy, though. That's a big miss. Sets that five up in the pocket. David got down and shot it fast, got good, but yeah, he needs to take that extra second. Make sure he's hitting these balls clean. 5-5. These guys have been really good about giving each other extra opportunities to keep this match close. Every time one of these guys have had a chance to take a take a lead, a bigger lead, they make that little mistake and then get punished for it. So we are in a race to two. For those of you who jumped on late, it's a 525 and under tournament in Yakima. $100 buy-in, $20 side pot optional. Side pot's a winner take all. There's down to the final four, paid top six. Fourth place here is guaranteed $250. Third place is $350. Second is $600, and first is $1,000. The winner take all side pot had 18 players get into it, so there's $360 in that. So the winner will be getting $1,360. Oh, scratched. He played, he broke good again. He has a really good break, and he's playing that drawing down table and back out. But when you're doing that, it can definitely bring some of these other pockets into play if you don't have a really good control on that draw. He's gonna be frustrated with that, but he's just got to let that go. Nothing wrong with this. I would have probably played to get on this half the table over here for the two, just to make my transition to the three simple, without having to do much work. But with the two so close to in the side pocket there, it's going to be pretty difficult to not get shape. Commentator's jinx, I guess. Yeah, he tried to come off that rail. From where he was at, I'd rather have seen him just try to do a straight draw back this way. But that's why with ball in hand, I would have played the one and had the cue ball come down over here, make his transition so much easier to the three. Oh no. A little too much adrenaline in that jump. drilled it and pocketed the ball right with it. All right, I gotta see that again. Sorry, guys. To the three. Oh no, a little too much adrenaline in that jump. Drilled it and pocketed the ball. All right, 6-9 goes. Yep. I say I hate playing combos. So this right here, I would play with a stun draw to draw over to this direction. Because if you just try to play this clean, the cue ball is going to come off like this and probably going to come out this direction. Leave you a tough shot on the 8. Yeah. That's why I like doing that little stun draw. I mean, this is definitely easy to pocket, but just a little more difficult. Yep. And he's going to get pretty fortunate here. Little hand wave. Both these guys are really good sports. We've seen that early on when David made a really good shot and Cody was the first one to just high five him. You know, it's good to see good sports. That's what we're all here for. But David got pretty lucky here. Let's see if Cody can come with another good jump shot. He's had a few in this tournament, so. Yeah, I try not to hit that too hard because he's jumping so far and he clips the 9. So this is big. Getting to the hill first is big, especially off of a few little funky mistakes like that, and good little roll, and then a mistake by your opponent giving you ball in hand. I mean, we got to see if Cody can mentally stay strong here and keep battling through. I think he can. Ooh. You see a little bit of that from David there. He almost hung that 9. And like I mentioned earlier, these are deep shelves. So clipping that rail going in, it's super easy to hang the 9. The reason that ball went is because he didn't hit it hard. Hitting it soft like that allowed it to still carry its momentum in. But all right, David's on the hill. 6-5. Just the way all these matches have been going. These guys just came out of both these guys came out of hill grinder matches that something in me feels like this is probably going to be the same. And when I say that, David just absolutely crushes this break. Wow. 6 is kind of funny. I hate playing combos. But David really just has to pocket the 3, the 4, and then he can play that 6-9. I personally would try to play up to this spot here to play the 6 in the corner. I miss those kind of combos all the time, but I would not be surprised to see him play this combo here. It's not a difficult one for most people in life, just me. Yep, he got pretty good to it. Yeah, and he makes it. Yep. Good match, guys. They even gave each other a little hug there at the end. Hard fought. Lots of little mistakes by both, but ultimately David came out on top. So good job, David. Good tournament, Cody. It's nice to see you back playing pool again. Life takes over sometimes, and you gotta be there for the family and stuff. So I get it, but it's just good to see you back and playing strong again. So probably see you a little more often. But David's going on. He's going to be playing Jose Padilla for third.